My parents sold my $3,600 dream PC to pay off Tiffany's fashion spree. When I confronted them, they said it was just a computer. That was the moment I realized I was never seen as an equal in that house, just a backup plan. Now, they're drowning in debt while I stream from my own place. Subscribe so you don't miss what's next. Growing up, Tiffany got everything: new clothes, phones, even her own room redo. I work birthday shifts at the cafe to buy parts for my custom PC. My parents said I was being extra for wanting anything beyond school. My desk in the corner became my whole world. Ethan would visit, always saying I had talent. Still, everyone felt unseen, like I was invisible unless I failed or made Tiffany look better. One summer, I showed Dad my first edited video. It got 10,000 views. He grunted, didn't look up from his beer. "That's nothing," he muttered. Meanwhile, Tiffany posted a blurry selfie and got 5 comments. Mom framed it. My webcam, my lights, all pieced together with tips and saving, meant nothing to them. Ethan said, "They don't get it." I nodded, but a part of me still hoped they eventually would. The day I hit my first $100 donation stream, I was ecstatic. I told Mom, hoping for a proud of you. She blinked and said, "Don't tell your father. It'll make Tiffany feel bad." Tiffany barged in later. "Sirking, people pay you to talk? That's sad." I clenched my mic stand. Ethan texted, "Ignore her." But it stung. Suddenly, my wins were threats, not achievements. Was I supposed to shrink so she could shine? Dad walked in during my stream and yanked the Ethernet cable mid-sentence. "This is a waste of time," he said. I sat frozen, heart pounding. "It's my job now," I said. He scoffed. Tiffany peeked in. "Phone out, gonna post this tantrum?" She laughed. Ethan called it sabotage. My hands shook as I reconnected. I had viewers now, expectations. Why did they treat my progress like rebellion? What were they so afraid of me becoming? I found my gaming chair in the garage, dusty, legs bent. Dad had dumped it for space. I stared at it, stunned. That chair held hours of my hustle. Tiffany's old vanity sat untouched next to it. I dragged the chair inside, wiped it clean with Ethan watching silently. "They're trying to erase you," he said. I nodded. Throat tight. If my things were disposable, was I next? Did they even care who I was becoming? A one night, Tiffany used my ring light for a makeup video, left it smeared with foundation. Bulbs cracked. I asked her to replace it. She rolled her eyes. "It's just a light." I nearly yelled, but Ethan messaged me, "They want a reaction." I breathed through clenched teeth. That ring light cost me 3 weeks' tips. Why did she think everything I built was hers to ruin? Was my space ever mine, or just borrowed? Mom told me to be a team player when I locked my studio door. Tiffany had complained I was moody. I said I needed space to work. "You live under a roof." Dad snapped. Ethan said, "They don't see boundaries, only control." That night, I streamed in whispers, headphones tight. Every creak outside made me flinch. I felt like a trespass in my own room. When did my dreams become disrespectful in their eyes? Tiffany bragged at dinner about a brand deal she got. Mom beamed. I mentioned I'd been invited to a podcast panel. Dad grunted. "Don't let it distract from real work." I laughed bitterly. "This is real work." Silence. Even Ethan, on speaker, said, "Damn, my food went cold." They praised her selfies but mocked my streams. I wasn't bitter, I was tired. Did they even hear me when I spoke? Or just wait to shut me down? I printed out the PayPal receipts, set them on the kitchen counter. That PC was mine. Every part, every dollar. Mom waved a hand. "We housed you." Tiffany smirked. "Grow up." I slammed the desk. "It's theft." Ethan stood beside me, silent but steady. My parents exchanged glances like they hadn't expected pushback. I wasn't asking anymore. I was naming what they did, and they didn't like hearing it from the daughter they used to ignore. Dad said, "You live here rent-free." I handed him a spreadsheet, my income. Bills, proof of savings. "I'm moving out." Mom gasped. Tiffany laughed. "Where to?" "Ethan's couch." I didn't blink. "My place lease starts Monday." Ethan smiled. The silence was satisfying. They thought they owned my decisions because they owned the roof, but they never owned my future. I wasn't their backup. I was outgrowing the narrative they tried to write for me. That night, I packed while Tiffany watched from the doorway. "You think you're better than us now?" she asked. I zipped my duffel. "No, just tired of being less." She scoffed, left. Ethan helped me load the car. My heart raced, fear, freedom, fury, all crashing. My PC tower, salvaged and rebuilt, rode in the passenger seat. As we pulled away, I didn't look back. I wasn't running, I was reclaiming what should have never been taken. The new place was tiny, but mine. Ethan helped me mount the mic arm. "No more interruptions." He smiled. I looked at my setup, bare beans but functional. That first stream back, my hands trembled. Then the chat lit up. "You're back." Donations ticked in. I didn't cry, I breathed. For once. The silence was chosen, not enforced. That space, that moment, it wasn't just escape, it was proof. I hadn't needed their approval, just my own permission. 3 days later, Tiffany messaged me a screenshot, my PayPal locked due to family dispute. I stared. Shocked as she filed a fraud claim. Ethan cursed under his breath. They were retaliating. I opened my bank app, pending freeze. My earnings were all I had. Panic flared. I called PayPal support, voice shaking. They said they'd investigate. I realized I hadn't just left the house. I'd left behind people who'd sabotage my survival just to maintain control. The fight wasn't over. I dug through my emails, finding receipts, timestamps, and donation logs. Ethan helped organize everything into a def. We submitted the case, praying truth mattered. 2 days passed, then PayPal unfroze my account. I breathed relief, then anger. Tiffany had tried to destroy my income. I messaged her. "You lost." She left me on raid. I wasn't surprised. She'd weaponized every system she could, but now I had evidence, allies, and independence. Her silence meant surrender. Then came the kicker. "Mom, email me. Subject line, emergency." She asked for $500 to cover Tiffany's overdraft. No apology, just assumption. Ethan read it over my shoulder. "They think you're still the fallback." I replied with one line, "This address no longer accepts guilt." I hit send, hands steady. That was the final thread snapping. They'd never see me as a person, only a purse, and I wasn't funding their fantasy anymore. A week later, my Twitch clip went viral, me calmly explaining the stolen PC. A fraud claim. He asked for money. Comments flooded, and "This is abuse." Cut them off. Donations surged. Someone even offered to sponsor my setup. Ethan high-fived me. "Your truth resonates." I wasn't just streaming, I was testifying. The audience didn't see me as dramatic. They saw me as real. My voice, once silenced, was now amplified by thousands, and it was just starting. Tiffany tried clapping back on Instagram, calling me ungrateful in a cryptic post, but someone replied with my viral clip. Her followers turned, "This you?" They asked. She made her account private. Ethan chuckled. Guess she didn't expect receipts. I didn't gloat. I felt vindicated. For once, I wasn't the villain in a family story. I was the narrator, saying the record straight. Let them hide. I'd stopped hiding the truth, and that changed everything. Then came the email from Dead Short Bitter. You embarrassed us. I stared at the screen. Ethan whispered, that's not remorse, it's control. I replied, you embarrassed yourselves. No signature, no warmth, just truth. For years, I feared being the black sheep. Now I wore it proudly. I wasn't ashamed anymore. I was free. They taught me to fear their silence, but now it was my boundary. My story wasn't theirs to shape. It was mine to tell. Ethan helped me rebrand my channel. New logo, new bio bill from zero, not from permission. Subscribers jumped, sponsorship emails came in. A girl DM'd me, said her dad trashed her art. You made me feel seen. I cried then just once, not for what I lost, but for what I built. My story wasn't just survival, it was a blueprint. I wasn't alone anymore. Each stream, each share, stitched a louder truth. You don't need approval to matter. One morning, a podcast host messaged me, wanted to feature my story. You're not just drama, you're inspiration, she wrote. I hesitated, then agreed. On the show, I spoke clearly how I built, how they stole, how I fought back. Comments flooded in, viewers related. Ethan sat in the studio beaming. This wasn't just about a computer, it was about autonomy, voice worth. My story echoed louder than their control ever did, and I wasn't done yet. That podcast clip trended. Comments tagged Tiffany's old posts. One said, this your sister you stole from. Others chimed in. The narrative flipped. No longer their golden child. Tiffany faced scrutiny she's never known. She deleted posts, lost brand deals. Ethan texted, truth travels fast. I didn't rejoice, I just kept streaming. Let the world judge. I have receipts, resilience, and reach. Their house shrank while my platform grew. I wasn't seeking revenge, just visibility, and I had it. Then a family friend DM'd me. I always knew they favored her. You deserve better. That hit deep. For years, I'd questioned if I was overreacting, but outsiders saw it too. I wasn't imagining things. Ethan said, abusers count on silence. That message proved I'd shattered theirs. Tiffany and my parents were no longer untouchable. I wasn't yelling in to avoid, I was being heard, and sometimes, being heard is the loudest just as you can get. Tiffany texted, you ruined everything. No context, no apology. I stared at the screen. Ethan said, she means you ruined her illusion. I blocked her. I wasn't her fixer, her silent sibling, her scapegoat. Her chaos wasn't my burden. For once, choosing myself didn't feel selfish, it felt sane. I set my phone down, opened OBS, and hit go live. Healing wasn't always loud, but that click, that stream, it was my rebellion. My recovery, my restart. During a stream, someone asked, do you still talk to your family? I paused. No, I said, and that's okay. The chat exploded with hearts. Ethan typed, proud of you. My boundary wasn't a wall, it was a bridge to peace. They'd tried to make me small, invisible, forgettable, but I carved space in the world with my voice. And every click, every view, was a reminder I mattered. Not because they said so, but because I believed it. I revisited the garage one day. Ethan drove. My chair, now broken beyond repair, still sat in the corner. I took a picture, then walked away. Symbolic enough, Ethan asked. I smiled. That chair wasn't my throne anymore. It was their monument to disregard. I didn't need to fix what they broke. I had built better. Every scar, every sabotage had forged resilience. I left the photo on my stream overlay. Caption, remember where you started? My first merch drop sold out. Hoodies that read built without permission. Ethan cried, laughing. They'll see it in public. I smiled. Let them. Each hoodie was a badge. A rebellion, a reminder. I wasn't just surviving, I was thriving. My story turned income, identity, inspiration. Tiffany tried to erase me. My parents tried to contain me. But I became something they couldn't manage, visible, unapologetic, unstoppable. Every order packed felt like one more brick in my freedom. At a fan meetup, a girl hugged me tight. I left my toxic family too, she whispered. My throat tightened. You're not alone, I said, she cried. Ethan snapped a photo of me, arms around someone I'd unknowingly helped. I posted it later. Captioned, we build forward. It wasn't about followers anymore, it was about community. Every story shared made us stronger. I wasn't just Sunny streamer. I was proof that escape isn't betrayal, it's survival. And survival is noble. A news outlet picked up the story, streamer break cycle of family sabotage. It aired with clips from my stream, quotes from my podcast. Ethan watched it with me, grinning. Told you the truth would win. I didn't cry, I felt solid, rooted. My parents had the house, Tiffany had attention. But I had impact, real, lasting, earned. I clicked off the TV. Looked at my setup, my chat, my life. I whispered, we made it. In my studio, I lit a candle and stared at my screen. Not for lighting, just peace, my space, my silence. I no longer tiptoed around moods or begged to be seen. Ethan said, this is what safe feels like. He was right. My keyboard clicks weren't calls for validation anymore, they were rhythms of freedom. The house I left was loud. The life I built, steady, and fully mine. I framed my first donation alert, just a screenshot on the wall. Ethan laughed. That thing again? I nodded. It wasn't the money, it was the moment someone believed in me. That alert was proof I didn't need their approval. Just one ding of support was louder than years of silence. It reminded me being seen once, by someone real, matters more than a lifetime of invisible obedience. Tiffany's sponsors dropped her quietly. Her story faded, mine kept growing. Ethan said, silence isn't the flex she thought it was. The same people who once followed her now followed me for truth, for healing, for strength. She deleted her socials, I built a brand. One vanished in shame, the other stood tall and earned light. That was the difference between control and creation. I changed my legal address, switched my number, and blocked them all. Ethan helped me file taxes streamer style. No more ties, no more guilt. My life moved forward, clean and unmonitored. That final paperwork felt like breath, like arrival, like finally closing a door they used to bar me behind. I wasn't angry anymore. I was free, and being free felt peaceful, not loud. Thanks for watching. Get subscribed to check out more stories on my channel.